but living here is just absolutely crazy, mate. Like, can't describe how big it is for the city. So even like my next door neighbour, um, so it's a couple. She's a Hull KR member and he's a Hull FC member.
Elliot, how are you, brother? How's things?
Yeah, good. I'm great, mate. Things are good. I'm very happy, and yeah, looking forward to speaking to you. It's been a while.
I know, man. I know. Obviously, I remember you back in the day when you're a couple of years younger than me, back in the Leeds Academy days, Rhinos days. That's when you were ripping it up originally, man. It's been a hell of a journey for you, isn't it? Because if I'll be honest, like I remember looking back then, there was so much rap on you, and then you've kind of like the way you are right now in your career. You've really punched above your weight massively. I think you had a couple of adversities in the past with injuries and things like this. But I look at you now, man, captain at Hull and absolutely smashing. It's credit to you, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I think that like you said, big raps, but didn't really live up to it. I reckon, and probably some off-field stuff got caught up with that, and didn't work hard enough to sort of to get where I wanted to be at the time. So took a lot of dark days and some honest truths to myself. You know, to get to where I want to be now. And like you said, I've had a couple of, I had a bad injury at ACL, which obviously you know a lot about. I know you've been through that yourself, so that was difficult. But no, I'm very pleased with where I'm at right now, and yeah, I'm just excited for what's to come and happy to where I'm at right now. But yeah, there's plenty more to give, I reckon.
Mate, we'll delve into a few things as we go into this episode, but just man, you guys at the moment this season are absolutely flying. What's changed?
Um, Not much has changed sort of in the last 18 months, 3 years. I think since Willie Peters come in, that our coach, he's just sort of instilled some belief in us and some toughness, really. Probably something we was lacking, but he's all about standards and being tough and defending hard, and he's just getting the best out of everybody. Definitely get the best out of me and the group, but he's just he's honest. He loves what he does, and gets the best out of people and the team. So a lot of it's down to him, and obviously we implement what he's about as well to the rest of the team and drive those standards within the group. But just working hard, there's no secret to it, to be quite honest. It's just working hard every single day, whether you're winning, losing, or whatever. It looks the same. It's just graft hard, and you get your rewards in the end.
It's he's doing something right. Is he the type of coach where it's the arm over the shoulder type of mentality, or is it kind of tough love?
A bit of both, really. I mean, I know with me, he was a bit of tough love to start with. We had some really tough, honest conversations, and he sort of made me go away and look at my game and sort of reassess where I was at. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Give me some really honest truths and made me go away and really look at my game. Thought I was going really well, and really I was off it in a lot of areas. But I needed that. I needed someone to tell me that, and then sort of gone out there and sort of listened to what he had to say and gone and done it. And me and him have got a great relationship now. He's probably more of he's like a mentor really as well as a coach. Can ask him things about off field things and stuff in my personal life, which is really good. But yeah, he's a bit of both. He gets people. He understands what works for for someone, and someone else maybe not. But yeah, I've got nothing but good words to say about him. He's great.
Amazing. That shows a lot about your character as well, because those times where sometimes we get what's the word? They put us on our backs against the wall type mentality. We can kind of kick stones or rip into it, and it seems like you've definitely done that. And I remember watching either a documentary or a video of Hull on YouTube, and just seeing when they announced you as captain, and just what he said about your values as a person, your work rate, what you like at training. I know to hear originally what he was like at the start, to what he said about you in that meeting, it says a lot what he values you as a person as well.
Yeah, look, I think when he first came in, like I said about honest conversations, you have a choice really. It's you either run towards the problem and address it, and you're honest with yourself, you brush your ego aside, and you want to get better, or you go down a different route, and that'd look completely different. I don't know where I'd have ended up or where I'd be at right now, but I had a choice, and I just thought, you know what, I'll take it on. I'll take it on board. It was tough because whether I agreed or not, that was a different thing. But I just thought he's the boss and I'm not, and if it's going to work out, then I've got to listen and do, brush my ego aside, my pride aside, and do what he says. And yeah, I did it, and look, it's paid off. I'd like to think I'm very happy where I'm at right now. I've improved as a player under him definitely, and yeah, it's just it was a good learning for me that sometimes you're not always right as a person. You work out things in your head, and that's how it's got to look, and got to be adaptable and listen to people because it's for the greater good and the best for yourself, but also for the team you're playing for. And a team sport, that's massive.
Oh, 100%. I definitely agree with you there. And like you said, something's going right this year. Even where the recruitment side of what you guys have done this year, I don't think it's been a massive change. It's just been one or two added players. How has it been having like Jared Waerea-Hargreaves in the squad, and how has that been as he's a bit of an old bull now, the coming over here, and what's that been like?
It's been great, mate. He adds a lot. He's a big personality, obviously, and he's great. He's great to have around the place. Great in training. Again, talk about standards. He's the standard setter. He's for us as a pack. He's the benchmark, and that's good for us. It's made everybody else lift our games and trains hard. Rips in every day, does all his extras, and it's great for us as a pack, but also for the young lads to see someone who's been played over 300 games for Sydney Roosters come over here and just how he lives his life, how he operates, gets his body right. It's great for our young lads and great for me and everybody else to see. We can all learn and all be better. And he's been fantastic. Great. He's really calm, which is probably something I didn't think he would be. You have an impression of someone in your head, don't you, what it's going to be, but he's just so calm, really calm in voice, and when he speaks, everybody listens, demands respect. But yeah, he's been fantastic.
Love that. Love that. And that just can only bring a team closer, when you see this attributes. I think sometimes, from afar, we put these players on pedestals and they come into our environment and you recognize, oh, wow, his habits are pretty good. He's just consistent. What he does holds high standards, which is amazing. El, regarding yourself, what is something that you've done off field which has improved your on field? What would be something that's been a key component?
I think it's hard to narrow it down to one. You've got to be on top of everything. It's your nutrition, what you're doing away from the club. I think that's probably a big thing for me. It's what you do behind closed doors is massive. While you're at training, it's you're being observed. But when you go away, you've got hundreds of choices throughout the day that you've got to make, and it's about making the right choice more often than not for me. So it's what you're putting in your body, what you're doing in your spare time, how you live your life away from the club. Because all these things, they add up. They're all little 1% things. And if you do all the right, do it more often than not, you end up in a good spot. So you don't make the right decision all the time. Nobody's perfect, and I just make mistakes, definitely. But if you can make the right decision more often than not, you give yourself a good chance of being successful.
And what's it like being at the moment for you? Obviously, the things you're doing off the field, on the field, what does it mean for you personally getting that captaincy, though? Did it feel like the right time?
Yeah, I wanted it. Yeah, it was something I spoke to the coach about, and I was, yeah, I wanted to be, I wanted it. I wanted to do the job, and I like the responsibility. I think it brings the best out of me having that responsibility, not for myself, but it makes me perform. I've got to perform well to able to talk to somebody else and to help them. And but I like that. I'd rather have that pressure of the perform. I need to perform here to be able to have a leg to stand on to tell anybody else. To give them sort of feedback or criticism or encouragement. But I like the pressure. I like that. I like it. It means every day matters. Every decision matters. Then it's not just you go to work one day and you can get away with having a quiet day and go under the radar. Well, I don't perform best like that. I know myself that I perform best when I've got to, when it means more, and this helped me do that, and I love the responsibility, and yeah, it brings the best out of me.
Love it, love it. And what do you think, man, regarding the team? You seem like you've got a lot of characters in the team. Um, is there anyone that comes to mind who brings we have jokers in every side, but you don't realize every team needs those type of larrikins who can kind of the days we're all fatigued sore and he's just chatting shit in your ear. Who are the guys who come to your
Yeah,
mind?
yeah, you're right. We've got a few, mate. Tom Davis is coming from Catalan, and he's just bonkers, mate. But non-stop, 100 mile an hour, any time of day. So we went away on pre-season camp to Tenerife.
Yeah.
And the coaches have got us up at 5 a.m. I think it was, and had us down on the beach, like you're wrestling, and he's just like cracking jokes at 5:15, and everyone's like, "What is this guy?" But he's so good, like you said. Like you need people like that. It's infectious. It rubs off on everybody else. Jared's a bit like that as well. He was screaming in the morning, like 5 a.m. Let's go, let's do it. So, like you say, you need that, and we've got a few jokers. Jai Whitbread fancies himself as a bit of a prankster. He sticks like bumper stickers on people's cars and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, he's a bit of a joker, man. But we've got a few, but it's good, like you say, you need characters, don't you? So
You do, definitely, man. And it's a long old season in it to be hyper focused all the time. Otherwise, you just burn both ends of the candle.
What's up, guys? This podcast is brought to you by UTest. UTest provides clinically accurate rapid home testing kits for a variety of medical conditions and deficiencies. Designed for convenience, these tests deliver results in just 5 minutes, eliminating the need to wait days or weeks for lab results. The range includes tests for prostate PSA levels, bowel cancer screening, onset menopause to fertility, and more. All tests are available with the next day delivery at www.utest.co.uk. Use the code 0010 for 10% off your order. Now, let's go back to the episode.
Regarding yourself, I know we only touched on it a little bit at the start then, but with yourself, El, like I said, started off for Leeds, going, I think you went on loan to London, right? And then
yeah,
after that, then was it Sheffield or Bradford?
Sheffield, yeah, then Bradford.
I kind of want to tap into that a little bit because I think everyone thinks the journey to success is just this direct arrow up. And I think for yourself, for me, man, speaking to you and see, like when I seen you captain, when I see you captain in Hull KR and the way you're playing right now, man, it brings a lot of joy to me because I'm like, wow, this guy's done it tough as well. Um, what did those lessons in the past teach you about yourself?
Loads, mate. It just made me value hard work. I mean, it's so cliche, but as a 17, 18-year-old kid at Leeds, I just thought, this is me now. I've made it. I'm going to be a Super League player for the next 10, 15 years. This is not easy, but I've done it. I've done the hard stuff now. I'm there. I'm ready to do it. And I was so wrong. Like, that mindset is completely wrong. And it takes you ages to get there. You work hard and you go through all these systems, and then you can just so easily fall away and it get taken away from you. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like seriously, I wouldn't change the journey I've been on for anything. It's taught me so much. Met so many people along the way. Taught me so many values around. Nothing gets given to you in life. It's no one's ever going to give you a 10-year contract at some club or give you this or give you that. You've got to go out and work hard for it. And the best thing ever happened with me was being told you're no longer wanted at Leeds. It was really honestly the best thing ever, because not the best thing ever. At the time I was good, but in the weeks after it, it just made me think, wow, like I had a choice again. Like it was either I end up going down one path where I probably get a job full time and go on a building site and go down that path and play on a weekend, which is fine for some people, but I wanted more than that, and I thought I had more in me. And that's not what I wanted, really. I did it for 5 years where I played part time and had a job, worked, and I just, at the back of my mind, just always wanted to get back to Super League and be full time, because I knew how good it was and how grateful I'd be to be back there. And even now, like you said, captain of the club, it's still remember getting up at 6 o'clock to go work on site as a brickies labourer. That's what I did for a bit, and
Tough gig,
so
man.
I remember how hard it was. So every day you go into training now, if we've got con or it's a tough day, I just think this isn't that bad. Like there's so many worse people off in the world, and how lucky we are to do what we do. It's they can do what they want to me at training. I don't care. Like it's the best job ever.
I love that, man. And it's 100%, it's that perspective thing, right? Of just you've tasted this area of your life and man, this is where I want to go. And those tough days, man, don't seem as tough as what they used to. And you seem like you said, those things were the best things that happened to you. Not at the time, but reflection on that. You come across now a really grounded person, man. You know, I know a lot of people now are getting into more mindfulness stuff, meditation, if that's journaling. Is that something that you've ever tapped into or the club does?
Yeah, we do it at the club. We do journaling, we do mindfulness. We do that every week, really. Something we use before a game, at the start of the week, as sort of like, what's your week going to look like? Visualize it, and then pre-game, the day before the game, we tap into it as well around visualization and mindfulness thing. Yeah, it's something that this is what Willie Peters has brought in. He brought it in a couple of years ago, and the club's really big on it, and it's powerful.
Yeah.
We use it quite a lot.
It's great. I remember back in school, I never journaled in school, but I remember like I speak to some guys now and I give out my journals to people and they're like, man, we'd be called, soft or something in school for journaling, like
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a diary. But it's the most powerful tool I find. And obviously where you are in your career is maybe a bit different. But no, saying that, I take that back. Performances create anxiety, stress, overthinking. If you have a poor game, you're always trying to find how do I make that perfect game. And I think we can get cooped up in our heads so much that it'll impact our performance, training, how we, surround ourselves. But I think it's the powerful tool to have, man, regarding it all. So
yeah, definitely.
how's living in Hull been, mate? How many years you been there?
So we moved in August 22. So we're coming up this August will be 3 years. It's good, mate. My daughter was born here, so we moved in the August, and she was born in October. So um, it was either Hull or Bradford where she was going to be born. So we picked Hull for save of the Bradford Blues. But no, it's great, mate. We love it. We've got a really good life here. We live not far from the club, and there's another one of the lads who lives on the same street as us. We're all kind of close. We're all pretty close. We've all got kids, and we all do quite a lot together. Obviously, it's strange because you're not too far away from home, but you are. You haven't got your support system around in terms of obviously having kids and things like that. It can be difficult, but the club's great. The people are great. Like the boys are great with all the families and things like that. So we all help each other out, and it's all like a home away from home, really.
What's the culture like at Hull? Obviously, you've got so many different country, cultural backgrounds as well. How's that? Do they kind of expose and talk about that area of their life as well, or is it very just, um,
Yeah, everybody mixes really. There's obviously a lot of us boys from England, but there's a lot of overseas players as well, and boys who've come and gone in the past. And obviously we've got a few at the club now, but everyone's good. We all the club's very really again very big on making sure your family's happy. It understands that being away from home. A lot of us away from home. And if if your family's not happy, they say happy wife, happy life, don't they? And it's so true. But he's very big on that and making sure your kids are okay, your missus is fine, and all the missus do things together as a group. Every now and again, they go out for a drink or they go coffees or at the club the other day they had all the mums had a yoga session like the club put on. So like the club does so much for us just to they do everything they can to make sure we're ready to perform on a game day. All the things that go on in the week, that goes on behind the scenes, they do so much for us that just takes everything away from us that we can just focus on our performance, which, as you know, it's massive.
yeah. What do you do? Game day. What's the normal routine for yourself, El? Getting yourself into the right mindset for a game.
Try. It's hard. It's difficult, really. It took me a while to sort of perfect it. Always playing around with things and different kickoff times. But normally a night game, I'll get up and have a bit of brekkie, let the dog out. Normally get abused by some LFC fans on a dog walk.
Do you? Is
Yeah.
it like that up there, man?
Well, where I live is the west side of Hull, which is Hull FC side really, and Hull KR is the east.
Yeah.
I live in the west, and without fail, every time I take the dog out, it's either come on the black and whites or whatever. I always get something. Every dog walk, I go at 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's someone. So that normally happens.
Oh, you gotta
So I have
laugh.
a bit of brekkie, and then I like to get out for lunch. On a lunch, just switch off, go for a sandwich or whatever, and then try and have an afternoon nap if my daughter's not running rings around me.
Nice.
And then just I try not to think too much about the game. I think learning from being a younger player, I used to overthink about the game, and you burn out in your mind.
Yeah, man.
And I've done that before, where I've rocked up to a game and I'm shattered because of all I've done all day is just think about the game and that the anxiety thing you spoke about earlier, worrying about stuff and how's this going to look. So we do our mindfulness stuff the day before the game, and I kind of just after training just park it, then just forget about the game, do the right things, but try not to think too much about our game. I watch the game night before, and then just have an afternoon nap, wake up, and then sort of start to get ready for the game. Then
Nice, man. It's really interesting to find out how you work and what makes people tick. I think sometimes we always seek this shiny magic potion, but really it's really the basics, isn't it? Bringing it back to the all the time.
Hey everyone, it's Ollie Olds here with a quick word from our incredible sponsor, Pitch Roofer. You know, your home is your castle, and nothing protects that castle better than a solid, reliable roof. That's where Pitch Roofer comes in. They're not just building roofs, they're building trust, community, and peace of mind. Pitch Roofer has been serving our local community for years, and what really sets them apart is their commitment to giving back, from supporting local sport teams to donating to charities. They're making a real difference beyond roofing. Together, we are stronger. Now, if your roof is looking a little worse for wear, or you are thinking it might be time for a full replacement, Pitch Roofer has got you covered with top quality solutions tailored to protect your home and boost that curb appeal. Why should you choose Pitch Roofer? Let me break it down for you. Experienced professionals. These guys know this stuff with years of expertise in residential roofing. Affordable rates, competitive pricing with no hidden costs, high quality materials, durable weather resistant products that stand the test of time. Free inspections. Get the condition of your roof checked at no cost. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. They're not happy until you are. So whether it's a repair, a replacement, or you just want a peace of mind your roof is in good conditions, give Pitch Roofer a call on 01656 470016, a text message to 07540 443345, or email gerald@pitchroofer.co.uk. Pitch Roofer, building more than roofs, building a stronger community. Now, back to the show.
What I was going to ask you, I'll just repeat it. It was basically, man, regarding yourself as a captain, as a leader, do you see yourself more someone who talks a lot and kind of try to engage with the boys, or was it more, just lead by action?
Bit of both, but I think I'm quite vocal. Not the loudest in the room, but try to have conversations. So especially on a game day, I try to get around everybody, speak to everybody individually, and just sort of reinforce what they're good at, what what you need to do today. And, but like I said at the start, I can't do that unless I'm performing as well. I feel like you haven't really got people don't value it if it comes from someone who's not performing well, and then you've got someone telling you do this, do that. It's not the best look. So I can't do that unless I'm performing well. So first and foremost, get my performance right, get my prep right, train hard, and then you've got the respect from people to be able to do that. But yeah, I'm quite vocal. Try to bring a bit of energy to the team and things like that. But it just comes natural. It's not something I used to do that when I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's just what I do and how I prepare myself for a game. It's how I get the best out of me.
Yeah, love that, man. As well, like with yourself, like post, previous injuries and like the ACL and stuff like that in the body. What's been a key thing for yourself? I know we can't pinpoint on one thing, I suppose, but more, what's been beneficial for you regarding looking after the body at the moment? Is it supplements you use, or is it?
I think just more recovery stuff, value in recovery. I think as I get older, it's doing more. I think people say, oh, he's off. You're doing a lot, but I find that the more I do, the better I feel. So being more active, taking the dog on a walk, going to the gym, doing more, doing weights, or you have a tendency, don't you, when you're feeling a bit sore, it's to pull off a bit. But if anything, I feel good when I do a bit more, and there's a balance to that. You don't want to go and be stupid and do a lot more. But for me, when I don't do as much, I feel worse. I don't feel good in a game. You feel it even more because the game's up here, and if you're training really low, steady every week, when the game hits, you're like, oh wow, it shocks the body. Yeah. So yeah, we train pretty hard at the club, and then obviously when I'm away from the club, I try and do something in the week as well to get myself ready. So then I know when we're in the game, it doesn't feel as foreign. You're used to it. The lungs are ready, your legs are ready, and yeah, just go and keep going. Yeah, so that's probably what I found works best for me.
Some people I speak to, like the day before a game, they'll kind of get in and do a bit of a blast in the gym, just a little bit of a pump. Or some people do absolutely nothing the day before a game. What about yourself?
I don't do the gym the day before. I'll probably do something 2 days out. So we have a day off 2 days before a game. So I'll normally go to the gym that day and do a little bit, whether that's in the pool or a little bit of weights, but very minimal. Our big day is 3 days out from a game. So that's where we train really. We train fast. It's full contact. Like we have a big gym session. So that day is where I get all my prep for the game really. Then it's just sort of accessory stuff after that. It's get yourself ready for the game. But then so today I'll go and do a little bit, and then we'll train again tomorrow. Then there's the big day on Thursday this week. Then after that, it's just more recovery based then to get ready for the game.
I suppose in season it's maintenance more than anything now, isn't it? You've done the hard yak at the start in pre-season. Mate, El, you mentioned as well, mate, the derby between Hull KR and Hull FC. What's that week like?
Man, it's bonkers. So to be honest, I didn't realise how big it was till I lived here. Obviously, I played in the derby whilst I still lived in Bradford and Halifax. So I knew what it was about. But living here, it is just absolutely crazy, mate. Like I can't describe how big it is for the city. So even like my next door neighbour, so it's a couple. She's a Hull KR member and he's a Hull FC member, and they're a couple. So it's funny every time I see them, they always have a bit of banter. But yeah, it splits households, and it is that you hear about it, don't you? But when I actually saw it firsthand, I thought, wow, this is unbelievable, and I love it because we have got an opportunity to make a difference to so many people's lives, and the derby is the pinnacle for a lot of our supporters. They pencil that one in the calendar. That's the derby. We've got to win that. And obviously, as players, it's important as well. But it's a full season to think about. But to make a difference and to put smiles on people's faces by winning a game of rugby league, it's unbelievable. So yeah, the derby's it's huge, man. There's a lot of stick that comes with it and all that type of thing. But it's good, and I think a healthy derby. I'm pleased Hull FC are having the year they are. Last year they didn't have a great year. But they're going really well this year, and I think that's good. I think it's great. I think it makes the derby a bigger game, a bigger occasion for rugby league. It'll be a tougher game, no doubt about it. But I think having a healthy Hull FC team and a healthy Hull KR team is only good for the game. So I'm all for it. I love it.
Love that, man. Love that. And credit to you boys as well. Going back to your team, Hull KR, just where you are this season. At the start of the year in pre-season, do you sit as a team and go, what are our objections this year? What are our goals, targets? Or is it kind of like, you split it in quarters, or is it just like game by game?
Look, we know what we want to achieve at the end of the year, but we go back to the process. So we don't really speak about the end goal. We talk about the process and the journey to get there. So everyone knows why what we're there for, why we play for KR, what we want to achieve. But we break it down almost day by day. What does that look like? Little blocks within the year. But it really is day by day and week by week. It's not looking at what's going to happen in October or later down the line. It's this week we've got Huddersfield, and it's a big game. It's a massive game. They haven't won a game, but they're going to come absolutely firing after us because they need a win. And it's how do we approach that? How do we train in the week? Like I said, Thursday we'll go hard in training, prep right, and then it's what happens next week. And we've got a tough period coming up, but we've literally not spoke about anything but Huddersfield. That's just for everyone else looks at the fixtures coming up, like we've got a derby and all that, but internally we've not even mentioned it. It's just we had Lee Sunday. Spoke about that, and then now we had recovery yesterday. Speak about Huddersfield, how we're going to beat Huddersfield. That's the mindset.
What's up, guys? Just here with a special shout out to our sponsor, the Black and White Pig Company. If you love top quality meat, locally sourced right here in Wales, then you need to check them out. The Black and White Pig Company is your go-to online butcher, offering a fantastic range of top quality meats delivered straight to your door. They've got everything from tender beef, top quality chicken, delicious lamb, and of course, their signature pork products, all expertly prepared and guaranteed to be fresh and full of flavour. Ordering is super easy. Just head over to blackandwhitepigcompany.co.uk, browse their selection and place your order online. They offer local delivery around Bridgend and beyond, plus free local delivery on orders over £50 and free national delivery when you spend over £89. So whether you're planning a Sunday roast, a family barbecue, or just stocking up your freezer, the Black and White Pig Company has you covered with the finest quality meat. Support local, eat well, and check them out today at blackandwhitepigcompany.co.uk. Now, let's go back to the podcast.
You guys carved up last weekend, though. Like, you guys just look like you're having so much fun out there. Obviously, your spine is class, What's that like playing with those two halves, Mike Lewis and Tyrone May?
It's great, man. I love it. Mike is unpredictable to not to play with, because I know what he's going to do, but to play against, I can imagine he's just a nightmare. But he's so powerful, strong, fast. When he runs the ball, things happen. So for me, it's get the ball in his hands as much as I can. Tyrone, he's more of a sort of our dictator. He's the voice. He tells us where to go, what to do. Helps me get the middles where I need them to be, what players are on. He's the eyes, really. But he's also a really good running game. But he's really cool and composed. He never gets rattled, never. He's very, composed is a great way of describing him. He's just really calm all the time, which is really, again, infectious, because if you have a really frantic halfback who's screaming and shouting, and then the rest of the team tends to do that. So, no, they're both very different, but they work together as well. It fits, it works.
It's definitely working. And even yourself, man, you're, one of your greatest attributes is your ball playing as well. It's not just your tough carries and whacking people. I think you just, the way you play as well, you become basically an extra pivot, right? Really, your first receiver, sometimes you're pulling out the back, or you're dropping someone off, or you're just hitting straight off. So I think that has opened up a lot of aspects of the game too, because you're hitting the corners a lot quicker instead of, setting up to go again.
Yeah, it's something I've tried to, bring into my game. It's the balance between of playing and running. It's being direct, but when there's opportunity to play. So it works well for us. We've got obviously it helps the spine, helps them, but yeah, it's something I enjoy doing that, and Willie lets me do it as well, which is obviously makes me feel good. It's a good thing that the coach empowers you to do that, and you have that added responsibility. But yeah, it's just part of my role within the team, and hopefully I'm doing it all right.
Oh, mate, you're doing it more than all right. I know you're probably not allowed to talk on it, man, but personally, I'd love to see you go to the NRL. That would be like a thing that I'd be like, he's ticked all the boxes on I'd play for England as well now. Would that be an aspiration at some stage in your career, or?
No, no, man. I'm very happy where I've just signed for the next 5 years. I'm okay now. So yeah, well, this was in the preseason, so no, I have no intent. I can see myself finishing at OKR. Really, yeah. I'm very happy where I'm at. Grateful for what I've got, and yeah, I don't really look elsewhere. If I'm completely honest, over here or abroad.
Nice, man. I think, like you said, when you're happy, enjoying your rugby, you're in the now, aren't you? So it's
yeah, you just like sort of. I always say to myself, and we say at home, like 5 years ago, if you'd told us where we are now, I'd bite someone's hand off. So I'm just grateful for what I've got. Not trying to chase the next thing, chase the next thing within the game, but in terms of winning things. Yeah. But what we have as a life, and I'm just grateful for what we've got, because it's what you told me 5-10 years ago that I'd be in this position. I've been more than happy. So just grateful and enjoy every day, because. I remember Mossy Masoi used to say, Mossy, he had his freak injury when he was at the club. That was my first year here. And it always resonates with me that we was in pre-season. I was at first pre-season at the club, and we'd be doing corn, and it'd be raining, it'd be cold, and he just used to shout out, "You could be digging holes, lads. Like, you could be digging holes. Let's go after it." And all the time, I always think it's so true. We were so quick to moan around, we have a tough session today, or we've got wrestle, or people are very quick to find faults in what we're doing, and really, like, so many people would give so much to be in the position we're in. And then a lot of the time, everyone's chasing the next thing. How can things be better? When really, if you step back and have a look at your life now, like, yeah, it's amazing. Like, I don't need anything else. So I'm really happy where I'm at. And
I love that.
Could be digging holes, as Big Moss used to.
Could be digging holes, brother.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say for yourself, like someone who's left, someone you looked up to, or someone that you've been able to play against who's left a massive mark on you? I know you said Mossy Masoe, but any other players or people?
I think one that comes to mind, Sean Kenny Dowell. So obviously not playing against him, but playing with him, and he's now on the coaching staff at the club. Just the way he carried himself, prepared himself, lived his life. Had the balance between training hard, but he could also enjoy himself with the lads, but not get too carried away. In the right ways. His leadership, everything really about his game and as a person, I took so much from him. Obviously, still around out of the club, and I lean on him at times when I need some advice, and just observing how he operated.
Yeah.
You look at, well, what I tried to do is look at people who's in the dressing room or people you come across and try and pick things from their life and their game to do yourself. And some things don't work. Some things are not for me, but you'd be stupid not to use those people and watch them and observe them and trying to implement things that they do that's made them so successful. You've got to well, for me, I think you've got to it's about putting pride aside in it and not thinking you're always doing the right thing. There's other people out there who do things way better than you, and it's recognizing that and stealing a little bit of what they do and try and do it yourself.
I'm pretty sure with Sean Kenny Dow when he was at the Roosters, I believe, I might be wrong, he was backpacking. I think he was backpacking in Australia, and then he was playing rugby over there. Next thing he got picked up. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'll have to double check it, but even ask him, and I'm pretty sure like that's his kind of mentality, is pretty relaxed and easy going.
Yeah, he's really relaxed. But even him, he's been through adversity himself within his career and off-field stuff. But the way he the way he lives his life, honestly, is just the best. One of the best blokes I ever met. Just always there if you need anything. Just a really top fella, and to have him in our building, he's coaching now at the club, and for some of our young lads to learn off him, how good's that? Like, you got to just make the most of it.
Well, look, it's been amazing having you on, man. I know we could talk all forever, but I want you to enjoy your day off too. For me, man, like I always ask my guests what are they grateful for, but I want to go first. And for me, mate, it's a big one for me with you, man, is just obviously having this opportunity to talk, catch up. But just a credit for your career where it is today, from the hardships you've had, adversities. And I think if anyone's listening to this right now, is not to give up on a crossroad or an injury or perception where we thought we are to reality, and when those crossroads happen, you either bite your teeth and get hard into it or kick stones. And I think you've really knuckled down on yourself and worked your ass off. And I think if anyone can take that from this episode today, amazing. So El, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Sweet, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to speak to you, mate.
And I just want to ask you one question, man. What are you grateful for?
Grateful for a day off today. No, I'm just great. Like I said, I've touched on it about just how the position we're in, and just living every day as what you want to do, and just the basic things, having a roof over your head, food on the table. Like, it sounds daft, but it's great. Like, that's life, isn't it? Living every day, making the most of everything, and doing it with a smile on your face.
Hey, love that. Hey, thank you so much, Al.
Thanks, man. Good to speak to you.
Hey, buddy.